In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to add in your logo to any image you can think of. There are so much ways that this can be used. Instead of hiring an editor, you can do it for yourself for a fraction of the cost. I'm going through step by step and taking it from a couple of photos and adding it into one. And then if you stick around, I'll show you how to generate a video from that image as well. And that is where it gets really interesting because you can add in animation. So as you can see on the screen in front of you, here is the logo added into the photos. And you can see it's pretty much photoshopped it in onto the side of the lorry, onto the floor with a 3D effect, and it's even added in the texture on the box. And before I go into the prompts, we need to understand what photo to choose. And the selection process is one of the most crucial parts because honestly, this is where most people mess up before they even start. And that is just picking the wrong photos. Here are two sets of examples. The first one is way too chaotic. All these books in these photos are just going to confuse the model. You want to think of it like you're picking a location for a photo shoot. Are you going to choose a location that's got a load of things going on? Probably not. You're going to add in a location where the logo or the person or the product fits in perfectly. As you can see here, there's so many things going on, and that is where it gets chaotic and the model just thinks, where is the logo going to be placed? And that is the same with the flowers as well. There's no real location where the logo can go. And therefore, this is the same. It's slightly translucent, so there's no place for the logo to go. And especially with this one, because it's a shadow, it's just going to get confused. And that's where we go over to the good examples. You can see here there's specific locations where the logo can go. And you can describe exactly the place that you want. You can also select a photo with a slight bit of texture if you want that in your logo. But I normally go for a plain image because that's what outputs the best. So now we've went through the photo selection, we need a model to generate these logo images. And I'm going to go through each of them so you understand which one's best to use. First of all, we've got Higgsfield's AI. This is an all-in-one platform. So if you want to have some free reign, then choose this one because it has loads of models like Veo3, has Sora AI. Most of the ones that you see viral videos created. So it's an all-in-one platform if you want to choose that one. Coming on to Adobe Firefly. This one's a professional grade one. So if you want your images to be used commercially, then this one's a great option because you can almost Photoshop with AI and have it produce professional photos. Not saying that these two don't do a good job, but for commercial use, I would pick this one. And the prompts that I'm going to go through work the same way and adding the images in. You can just swap the model selection out. Midjourney is a great one for outputting realistic photos. And then OpenAI, which still outputs great images while keeping it beginner friendly and credit based, so it's cost efficient. So now we've picked the logo and the image we want, we can then go into OpenAI and ChatGPT to then write the prompt. So all I want you to do is go over to ChatGPT. I'm using a free version just because that's what you're probably using. And just add in the two images we selected, the logo, and then whereabouts the logo is going to go. So we need to add in some context of what it's going to perform. So for this case, it'll be writing a prompt. And just to give it some context on what it's going to perform. And for this case, it's writing a prompt. We need to add in that that's what it's going to do. And whereabouts the logo is going to be placed, along with keeping the logo and the image in the exact same format we had it before. This is crucial because otherwise it more than likely will output a completely different image, not the ones that you inputted. So you're just adding in this prompt. You can copy this and filter out the ones that work for the words describing your image. And you might think, why are we writing this in? Why are we getting it to write a prompt? It needs a prompt to structure and give the right context and the right wording. Otherwise, it will just be going off a load of words and it won't understand what it's actually trying to perform. So just by adding this in, and then it said, would you like me to generate this image? And I just said yes. Then as we come down, here is the image and the logo embedded into the selected image we had. And if you wanted to generate a higher scaled version, then go into models like Midjourney and Adobe Fireflies. You can go into OpenAI's platform as well, which will generate a better image. But for this case, because we're staying in the free version, it will just be on the standard. I'm going to go into OpenArt, which is a platform for taking all the models and allowing us to generate images, upscaled images, videos, transformation videos, etc. So I'm going to go in there and show you how to turn this into a video. Right, so coming over to OpenArt, you can use Higgsfield AI. It's just the platforms which you can have a bit free reign and use all the models for image generation and video generation. I'm using Kling 2.5 and I've added in the logo that we just generated and a prompt to generate the video. I went and asked the ChatGPT that we just used, create a video prompt to make confetti come out of the bag, and I added in the specific model we're using, Kling 2.5, and said we need a description, text, prompt, and a negative prompt, which you write down here. So essentially, you paste in the first prompt, which is the text one, and then the negative one, which is down here, just to give it some guardrails and some context of what we want it to generate. I'm going to send this off and yeah, we'll see what video we get back. Before that, if I just scroll through here, you can kind of get an understanding of what the prompt needs to contain. It needs to contain everything we want the video to have. And that's why we use ChatGPT and any other large language model for writing the prompts, because it does a good job at it. And yeah, I'm going to add in sound as well, and we'll see what it does. So taking a look at what we've generated, we said to it we wanted confetti coming out the bag, keeping the logo in, etc., and making it sound and animated. So we're going to take a look. Yeah, so essentially confetti coming out of the bag. We've added in the logo as well. Yeah, and that's just a cool way to put your logo on some cool videos and images. Some of the models I do recommend are Veo3 and Sora AI, but these ones are just bog standard ones that you can do yourself with a free account, etc. And yeah, go from there. Have fun putting your logo on some images and videos. Take care.